But the fact remains is that a lot of us aren't really anymore. We're so angered at the system that we don't know where to begin. We don't know where to start getting change. Voting a man into power that used it as his platform was a start. And I do support Barack Obama, and I did vote for Barack Obama, as did a lot of my friends. I'm not entirely happy with everything he's done so far. I'm sorry. I do believe that the Military Commissions Act of 2006 should have been repealed instantly. The Patriot Act should be abolished. That Gitmo should be closed, and that these people should be handled in different ways. Yes, that is the bleeding heart side of me, but I also agree with helping people who deserve it. I don't agree with welfare, to an extent. I don't agree with a lot of the extensions of unemployment. I believe that things should be reinvested, reevaluated, and put back into this country so people actually have the opportunity to grow. That people have the opportunity to make their fortune in a free enterprise. And that's where, with Michael Moore's documentary, I didn't quite care for, because the way he made it seem is that wanting to make money is wrong. When this man has made hundreds of millions of dollars off of his movies, this is a known fact. They've grossed a lot of money, and I'm sure he's made quite a bit off it too. Whether or not he was on CNN the other day or some other show. No, he was on Hannity's show talking about it, and he said that the studios made the money. That the studios, he never accepted responsibility for his films making that kind of money, and he used it to promote his ideas that capitalism is bad. And so he was pretty much pussyfooting around the notion that he has benefited from capitalism, which, you know what, that's fine. The point he was trying to say was that excessive capitalism is bad. If you just want to make money, if you just want to try to live a certain lifestyle that you think that you're deserving of and you can do it, then do it. Just don't get greedy. That's, I think, the point he was trying to make. But then that brings me to another point I wanted to make, which is this pure lack of accountability from people in this country. I know I'm kind of all over the board here, and I do apologize for that, but I also would like to thank you for listening to this rant. Hopefully you'll agree with me, disagree with me, but I'd love you to be able to approach me about it in a positive manner, or at least in a debateful manner, and not in the notion of you're fucking wrong, you fucking faggot, fuck you. Because as we all know, there's people on the internet and they all like to bitch about shit, and a lot of them don't know their head from their fucking anus. So, moving on. Lack of accountability. I truly believe that people in this country, and not so much just this country, but this world, in this day and age, in our society, have a lack of accountability for things in their life. They no longer accept responsibilities for their actions. And I'm sorry, the bailout of the banks and the bailout of the insurance companies was just a start. It was, oh no, we fucked up. And our government's like, we'll save you. And it just shows that you can fuck up. You can lose people's livelihoods. You can lose all their money. You can lose all their earthly possessions. If you just kind of put your hands up like Dennis the Menace and go like, I'm sorry, someone's going to be there, and you go like, oh, you're not so bad, little kid. Here's a sucker. Go play. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that people nowadays just don't care. They just do what they want, and they don't think there's any consequences. And I want to use a personal example on this one. Last night, I'm at work, and I monitor traffic for my job. I move people around. I reallocate vehicles to different spots for viewing purposes. And I came across two guys who were pissing outside their vehicle. There's a bathroom 50 feet away. But they were so fucking lazy that they started to piss right then and there, and had just had complete disregard for the fact that there were other people around them. No one in the direct vicinity. But there were kids walking around, there were people moving around, there were people still coming in, and they had no regard. So I called them on it, and I kicked them off the premises, because that's my job. And a job I do take seriously. And the whole time they're going like, can't you cut us a deal? Can't you just do this? And I'm like, no, I can't cut you a deal, because you broke the rules. You were being indecent, and you're the ones who fucked up and got caught. And now they're trying to weasel their way out. And I can respect the weaseling, because a lot of us do it. And that's just how it goes. So, sorry, my phone's going crazy. Okay. So, there's that. And I lost my train of thought. Are you going to say, okay. They got caught, and they are weaseling their way out of it, and that's fine. But what happened was, as I'm kicking them out, they were cool with me at first. You know, they're trying to be dicks. They're trying to, you know, shove their chests out in that uber macho way that some guys do, thinking that if they just kind of throw around their weight, that they're going to get whatever the fuck they want. I'm going to back down, because I'm sorry, a lot of customers think that they're right 100% of the time, and I have a word to those people out there: fuck you, you're wrong. And at my particular job, I don't take your shit, because I am paid to not take your shit, and I'm very good at what I do. That's my gloating, and I'm done. But with these guys, they get in the vehicle to leave, and as soon as they're in their vehicle and they're safely locked away, they start cussing at me. They call me all sorts of names. They start calling me like a minimum wage earning prick. They called me a fucking nigger. They called me a ton of names. That was like, seriously, you guys? I mean, come on, seriously? You know, they started calling me a faggot and a homo. I mean, all of this in the span of like 10 seconds. So really, they were just throwing out insults and seeing what stuck, hoping to get a rise out of me. And I kicked them out. But the whole, you know, they're threatening to find me on the streets and kick my ass, because they were wrong. They got busted, and they didn't want to admit that they were wrong. Now tell me, if that doesn't sound like someone you know, or something that's kind of going on in our system right now. People don't want to accept the fact that they're wrong, that they fucked up. This goes for you, me, everybody. We all fuck up, and sometimes we don't want to admit it, and that's how things are. But really, you have to buckle down and just go, I am sorry, I'm wrong, ask for forgiveness, and try to fix the situation. And that's what's happened to our country. Nobody wants to take the hard road in fixing it. What I love, and I've noticed this for fucking years, I have noticed this my entire life, that people will stand around and they will get at parties, and they'll get in their little groups, and they'll talk about what's going on wrong with the country, and they'll talk about the economy, and they'll talk about illegal immigration, they'll talk about deregulation, they'll talk about all sorts of stuff that they really don't like, and that's a fucking loud helicopter. But what I'm trying to say is that people will get in these little groups, and they talk about things using hushed tones and making sure that they're away from prying ears and eyes and people who are trying to get involved in what they're saying, who may disagree. Because they don't, when they're talking, they don't want anyone to disagree. They want people to agree. They want people to know, that feel the same way they feel. And if it's an outsider, then they don't want to deal with that conflict, because they don't want to be challenged, which I think is bullshit, because everyone should be challenged on something that's a big issue. So if you're talking about immigration and someone says, well, I don't support illegal immigrants because I don't want to pay them for being here illegally, and you have someone else go, no, but this is the land of the free, this is what we're based upon. Okay, then you have two conflicting ideas, and you should debate it and figure it out. And I'm sorry, that's what we should do. This is an open democracy. Our job is to have conflicting ideals and debate to come down to one solution. Compromise must be made. But the point I'm trying to make is that people, while they're having these discussions, they will not act upon it. And that is true. And you guys know it's true. Because you can see that people will say all the time, well, you know, there should just be a revolution. We should just take down the government. We should just fight, blah, 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 blowing smoke out their ass. But if it came down to it, would they do it? Unfortunately, no, they wouldn't do it. I know a lot of people that wouldn't do it. They talk about it all the fuck they want. They talk about all the stupid shit that they hear and how it angers them, but they don't do anything. They don't call their senators. They don't write their congressmen. They don't protest. They don't let the people of the world know that they're angry and that they want change. That is the only reason why I give credit to the teabaggers from 9/12. They showed up. Good for them. Too bad they were so full of shit most of the time that they didn't know what the fuck they were doing there. And I'm mainly calling out the dude that you can look for. You can find this guy on YouTube. I know Media for Matters has got a clip of this guy being interviewed where he says that Barack Obama is the Antichrist, which, as a side note, is not the first time I've heard that. The guy I work for said it too. And then asked, where did you read that Barack Obama is the Antichrist? His response was, it's in the Bible. That is not fully all there, but they hint at it being Barack Obama.